Please remember to subscribe, click like, and click the bell icon for all notifications on this channel. In a way for me to introduce different videos to my channel, normally I do wrestling, I normally do trailer reactions, movie reviews when I go see a movie, and breaking news and all that. I thought I'd continue with the theme of what I was doing before with the last witness to President Abraham Lincoln's assassination. I did that video, had fun doing it, and also the 30 greatest WrestleMania moments. I thought I'd do this video. Now, my generation and generation for me know this lady very well. Well, she started out as a kid, and that is Shirley Temple. And what an entertaining little girl she was, and she grew up to be a beautiful young woman, and really didn't go past her adulthood when she did doing movies. She went on to become a ambassador and did other things, but we all remember her for you know the films she did and what an amazing entertainer she was for her age. A little girl being able to do what she did was amazing. And this is a video called Horrors Behind Shirley Temple. Now, the video is courtesy of Lady White Rabbit, so I give this channel all the credit. And thank you for this video, and hopefully you don't mind me using it. But I'm going to take a look at this video, and let's just see what what the video can show us, because all we know is how we saw her on screen. Okay, here we go.
For many, the name Shirley Temple brings up the cute child star from the 30s, tap dancing with tight golden ringlets in her hair. Most known for her signature song Good Ship Lollipop, Shirley was the #1 box office draw from 1935 to 1938. According to her biography, Shirley was born in Santa Monica, California in 1928. Her father was a banker and her mother was a stay-at-home mom. Despite the Depression, which took place a year after her birth, her parents enrolled her at the Magellan Dance School in 1931. At the age of 3, Shirley was scouted by Charles Lamont of Educational Pictures, and she was signed onto 8 films titled Baby Burlesques, a series of one-reel satire films that placed toddlers in very adult roles and situations.
Yeah, that's what they did back then.
This was the beginning of some questionable practices involving the young girl. Shirley herself criticized Baby Burlesques as an adult, stating that the series was a cynical exploitation of our childish innocence that occasionally were racist or sexist. In 1932, Shirley got her first speaking role in the film War Babies. However, the role wasn't exactly appropriate for a girl of her age. She played an exotic dancer for a group of soldiers, also played by toddlers, and it was in this film Shirley got her first kiss. One role had her saying the line, "I'm expensive," and exchanged kisses for lollipops. Sexual themes weren't all that the production of Baby Burlesques was caught doing. Later in life, Shirley explained the rather cruel treatment the kids received in order to stay in line. They were separated from their parents on set, and if any of them acted out, they'd be placed in a black box on rubber wheels with a little window up high. Within the box was a block of ice they would sit on, and there was no way to get out. The child would be alone, in the dark and very cold. Shirley states in an interview that she got a lot of earaches and styes from being put in the box many times. Despite this weird and creepy start, Shirley was a huge success. In 1934, she landed a role in her first major feature film, Stand Up and Cheer, and later a film that was tailor-made for the young actress called Bright Eyes. After that, her fame skyrocketed. Many of her films depicted her as a motherless orphan
I wish Mother was here.
who was adopted by a single man, and some people became suspicious and uncomfortable with the context of the films. Shirley would sometimes be written to act rather flirtatious with her adult male counterparts, specifically in the movie Wee Willie Winkle, a problem that was even brought up by British novelist Graham Greene. A quotation of his article in the magazine Day and Night states, "Adult emotions of love and grief glissade across a mask of childhood, a childhood that is only skin deep." He also wrote that her outfits in these movies were meant to show off her figure and excite her audience, consisting mostly of clergymen and middle-aged men. A lawsuit was later filed against Greene for slandering the film and her name.
I've heard that,
Problems
before.
with predatory acts didn't
And it's
stop
just like,
plaguing Shirley when she
yeah,
was just a toddler. In an interview with Larry King, she explains an incident that occurred to her when she was just 12 years old. She and her mother arrived at MGM, supposedly to talk about a film they wanted to put her in. Upon arriving, she and her mother were separated into Arthur Freed and Louis B. Mayer's offices. Alone with Shirley, Arthur exposed himself to her. She states she had no idea what was happening, so she just laughed at him, finding it funny. Arthur, upset with this, kicked her out of his office. As they drove home, she said to her mother, "You wouldn't believe what happened."
Didn't get the reaction he wanted.
And after telling her mother what had happened, she replied, "Well, you don't know what happened to me."
God.
Not surprisingly, they both decided it was better at Fox than at MGM. Because Fox wouldn't lend Shirley out to MGM, she was passed on for the role of Dorothy in The Wizard of Oz, and it went to Judy Garland. Some might say she dodged a bullet not being in that movie. Gaining the title of most popular actress in America when she was just a toddler, young Shirley became victim to some rumors that altered the way people talked about her and sometimes even treated her. Because of her stocky build as a child, a rumor started that she was really a dwarf. She stated in her autobiography that the rumor was so prevalent, especially in Europe, that the Vatican sent Father Silvio Massante to investigate her. Accompanying the rumor, people claimed that she had no baby teeth, and that hers were fully grown but filed down to simply look like baby teeth.
Yeah, because like the way she performed everything, you would think,
she lost her baby teeth like any other child, but she wore dental plates and caps to hide the gaps in her teeth.
She's just talented. She just had that talent, to
one of the young actress's trademarks was, of course, her hair, and even that wasn't safe from the rumors. People claimed that she had to be wearing a wig. Shirley remembers that occasionally fans would grab at her hair and tug to see if it was true. She wrote that at times she wished it was a wig, because of the nightly regimen she had to endure to maintain the curls, which included weekly vinegar rinses that burned her eyes.
Oh.
To be clear, none of this is Shirley Temple's fault and should not be a slander on her name.
Of course not.
She was an incredible child star that accomplished so much at only 3 years old.
It sucks that she
thought a full day's work was normal for a child her age, and should be commended for all that she had to endure. As an adult, she continued to succeed, running for Congress, becoming the United States ambassador to Ghana, and a breast cancer survivor and activist. She was a hard worker, busy up until her death in 2014, when she was still writing her second autobiography. Today, people have wondered if putting children in the spotlight at an incredibly young age is really healthy for them. Having the world watching them grow up seems kind of like an invasion of privacy and forces them to become adults much younger than they should. I can't imagine how much worse it was for children of Hollywood back in the 30s, when what they were able to get away with was simply criminal at times. Shirley Temple was able to bring smiles to many faces in her youth. But one has to wonder when watching child stars like her, at what cost to them? Thanks for listening. If you aren't subscribed, please subscribe to my channel, where I do a lot of reviews, horror stories, and documentaries like this one. Till next time, see you later.
No, that was very well done. I like that documentary. This one was really eye-opening and very shocking. I didn't know her personal story, but I know, you read about child stars from her time and maybe a little bit later than that, where they were subjected to that. I mean, Judy Garland, like they're saying, like she said, and the lady said, who did the documentary, that she dodged a bullet. And that's true, because look what happened with Judy Garland. She ended up being hooked on drugs because they needed her to be more. But I think with Shirley Temple, she was a little girl, so they probably wouldn't have had to go to the extremes. Because with Judy Garland, we know they gave her diet pills, uppers, downers, speed and all that stuff, just to get her to what they wanted it, her to be. You know what I mean? And then you're doing that for a period of time, you're gonna get hooked on it, and that's what happened with Judy. Which is a sad story. I mean, as amazing as she was as a performer, entertainer, singer, all that, and then you read her story, and it's just so heartbreaking. But with her, it's like all the stuff she went through, and she went on to. She was a level-headed, became a level-headed like young lady, and it says right there, it says she went on to run for Congress, be ambassador to Ghana, and all that. So it's like she's one of those success stories that, despite what she went through, you know, she ended up, not falling into the pitfalls of what happens with a lot of young, a lot of children or child stars. Uh, yeah, like the girl said, the narrator said, yeah, don't let it make you think of her in a negative light or anything. It doesn't. It doesn't, because we're all humans. Like if you're an adult and you watch this, you'll definitely be like, you'll be able to separate that from what she did on screen. And like I said, it's not like she ended up, like how a lot of these unfortunate child stars end up, because of what happens to them in the old movie system and all that, the studio system, I should say. So yeah, like I said, what is the name of that gentleman, the one that she did that dance with? Let me see here. What's the name of the gentleman? Because yeah, her and Bojangles Robinson, because I thought Bojangles was his last name, but that's his first name. And they did this dance. It was like, 'cause her character, she needed to go up to bed, and she didn't want to. She wasn't sleepy or not. And he said, "If I teach you a dance, will you go? Will you go upstairs and go to bed?" And then you see, it's that one where he's like, going to the market, and he's like tapping his toes on the steps, and then doing this really intricate like dance steps, going up the stairs, but he's doing it as a dance. And Shirley Temple, her character is able to do it, and then they go through it, and then they go upstairs, and and it's like I read that she got that like down like that. I don't know how long it took, but it wasn't that long. She learned it, and then the result is what you see on screen. And that's how she was. She was a really, you say, good performer, singer, dancer, actress. And I was always amazed from the moment I saw her when I was a little kid, and then just watching her over the years. It's just like it just never gets old. Just watching her. And for those of you out there who have kids, let them watch Shirley Temple. That's talent. That's not this generation now where you become a celebrity because of YouTube and and Instagram and all this. You know what I mean? Reality TV. She was legit. She was the real thing. When it came to absolute natural talent. You know, and I really enjoyed that video. And yeah, it does open your eyes to what went on back then, and some of that stuff I knew about when it comes to not her particular story, but stuff like they put these little kids in like adult, you know, oriented storylines and all that, and all that. Like Little Rascals, that's like I'll probably try to find another video with that because that they went through that too. Um, who else? It's just even a lot of the child stars from like the 50s and 60s too. Same thing. You see them now, the ones that are still alive, and they tell you a lot that went on. You know what I mean? But yeah, that's a really good video, very eye opening, like I said. And for those of you who stopped by and checked it out, I appreciate it. Hopefully, you like this type of video. Let me know in the comments below what you thought. I'll put the original video down in the description so that you can check it out for yourself. And as always, I ask for you to continue your support of my channel. I appreciate those of you who stop by and watch my videos and have subscribed and have clicked thumbs up and all that. And I ask for those of you who haven't yet to please, share this video, give me a thumbs up, if you like the video. And also subscribe. And if you subscribe, please click the bell icon so I can, whenever I upload a video, you will get notified as to when I upload a video. Again, I appreciate you stopping by. And in closing it, as always, take care.